Hello everyone, welcome again in Eng-Man YouTube channel. So in this video, we will continue our learning on simple reservoir simulation, simple reservoir modeling, and still about CO2 sequestration. But in today's topic, we will talk about reducing the number of grids in Z layer. In previous video, we have addressed the issue of reducing the number of grid blocks in X and Y direction. Now we will focus on cutting the amount or the number of grid blocks in Z layer. The objectives is of course to make the model even simpler, such that we can get fast computation. Because if you increase the number of grid blocks, although you will get better accuracy and less error, but of course it will take more time to compute, to calculate, to complete the simulation. Okay, and just like reducing the number of grid blocks in X and Y direction, this is also going to be quite easy. And let's check definitions. NZ, we have 50 layers. Let's say I'm going to cut it down to maybe 25 or 20. It's quite easy. As usual, let's go into the files here. Okay, let me minimize. Okay. All right, so let's cut it down to, but of course we want to maintain the distance. This one is 50 and the size is 2 here. So 50 times 2, it will be 100. So if we want to cut it down to, let's say, 20, okay, 20, this should be increased to 5. So that you will get 20 multiplied by 5, you still get 100 feet. This is in field unit, right? Yeah. You still get the thickness, the aquifer thickness of 100 feet. Okay, so that's first. And then, of course, we will check this one. Okay, so 1 to 3, we maintain this one, but this one should be 4 to 20. Okay, and 1 to 3, this will be 3 grid blocks in vertical direction or 3 grid blocks in Z direction. Originally, it is 3 multiplied by 2, right? 3 multiplied by 2, so the thickness of the caprock layer should be only 6 feet. 3 multiplied by 2 feet originally. Now we change it to 5 feet per grid block. Okay, so it's going to be, let's maintain it to be 2. Okay, and this one 3 to 20. This one 3 to 20. This one is 1 and 2. And we keep that also for other parameters, 3 to 20. Okay, so we basically say, we basically talk to the model that I want to have 2 direction, 2 Z direction, 2 vertical direction of caprock. And for the aquifer, I want to make the aquifer from grid block number 3 to 20 in Z direction. Okay. And maybe we can check it first. Let's say let's see the porosity. So here, this is the original setting. Okay. So if we 1 to 3, so the thickness will be from this one to this one, 4 feet. Okay, 4 feet. The size of this one, for the size, 2 feet. So from the top of grid block 1 to the bottom of grid block 2, okay, it is 6 feet. But if you measure the center point, it's 4 feet. Okay. All right. And then basically we will change that. I want to have caprock just for the topmost 2 layers in Z direction. Okay, so I will again take my, okay, so this is our data set, and let's change it 3 to 20, 1 to 2. Okay, for the top, only 1. Don't forget to save. Also for other parameters, 1 to 2, 3 to 20. Okay. And this one is PVT section. Okay. And then this one, all right, no problem. Okay. So that's it for the main data set. And let's check the completion. So we have open perforation from this, okay, down to that. If I fast forward to the next time step, I will have open completion, open perforation from, okay, in Z layer number 2. If I show grid, and then, okay, and then intersection, I want to, sorry, the location of my well, 26, 26, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm basically want to maintain the 26. Okay, like this. And then let's make it transparent. Okay. So you can see we have the first connection to the reservoir at, sorry, at the third, at the fourth, you see, at the fourth section, at the fourth grid block in Z direction. We do not perforate the caprock, of course. We start the perforation at the top of the aquifer, right below the caprock. Okay, and then we extend the perforation down to the last one. Okay, grid number 50 in the Z direction. Okay, now we want to reduce the number of grid blocks in Z direction to just 20. Okay, and let's do that. Oh, not this one. Go to schedule, props, nothing to change. So okay for props. The main thing is, of course, the schedule. All right. So here, the COMDAT. I want to start the COMDAT not right below the caprock, because I want to, minimize the risk of, fracturing or opening the caprock. I want to put my first completion, my top completion, top perforation well below the caprock. Okay, so let's start. The completion may be from 7 and then to the bottom of the aquifer 20. That's the location of my COMDAT. Okay, X26 Y 26, Z 7 to 20. Only that basically, and then well stray we inch gas, nothing. This one, okay. All right, that is basically the thing that we need to do. And the last thing is, of course, we need to reload the model. Okay, so I'm going to reload the model. All right, now let's see definitions. We already reduced the Z layer to just 20 grid blocks, so it's successful. And then let's count it manually, uncheck transparent. So we have Z number 1, the top of the model, and Z number 20. You see, the bottom of the model. Let's say the porosity, you see clear difference. This one, we have 2 grid blocks in Z direction for the caprock, and the rest will be for the aquifer. The same thing for permeability, XYZ direction, Young's modulus, Poisson ratio. We make distinction between the caprock and of course the aquifer. Okay, and lastly, of course, the completion. Uncheck the show grid. Now you see. All right. I make it down to the bottom of the aquifer or the bottom of the well, grid number 20, and starting from grid number 7. Let's check again. So the schedule, we start from 7, okay, down to 20. So it should be 7, 8, 9, 10, you see, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 16, 17. Sorry. Or we can also go to wells, CO2. Okay. Yeah, later we need to run the model. But basically we have connection from grade 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, down to 20. Okay, and maybe we can show grid and then do the same thing. Intersection. All right, and then transparent. Okay, grid number 7, 8, 9, down to grid 20. So that's it. You reduce the number of grids in Z direction, and you also change the completion in Z direction. Okay, so I think that's all. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope this video is useful. If you think this video is useful, please don't forget to subscribe and support this channel. Okay, so see you again and thank you.